Good morning and happy Sunday. I'm going to be making ginger cookies today, and I'm doing part a recipe and then part from some of my experiments and memories. So for example, most ginger cookie recipes will call for molasses, but I actually don't have molasses in my apartment, so I'm going to go with browning, and this is a Jamaican brand called Cool Runnings, and this is originally for a lot of gravies and things like that. So that's what I'm going to use instead of molasses. And in terms of butter, so I don't really keep butter, but I have a block of shortening that I've had for quite some time now because I started baking, and I think it's just good to have certain things in the fridge regardless. And I'll need to do some more grocery shopping for my baking needs. Okay, so first I'm going to get started with the dry ingredients, and then I have another bowl for the wet ingredients as usual. And I'm going to preset my oven to, let's go with 350, so that by the time it's ready to go in the oven, it is nice and warm and I can just turn it down. Okay, so I'm not too sure how these are going to turn out because, again, I haven't made these in a while and I'm mixing some things up as I go along, so we'll see how this goes. But I'm going to go with 2 cups. Let's go with 3 cups of flour because I have 2 baking pans and I would like to fill both of those up. So pretty much this whole bag here, so I'm just going to dump in the rest and set that to the side. Okay, so next I have sugar, and I'm going to do a lot of sugar. So what I would do these days is I would actually trick myself out of sugar and I would substitute it with something like protein powder, but I've decided not to do that this time around, just because it can really change the taste of the cookies or whatever you're baking. So I just want to try and stay as traditional as I can this time around. So I'm going to go with 1 cup of sugar, and it looks like a lot for sure. But I don't want to skimp out on that because I'd be sacrificing the taste. And I've been really good with my exercising, so I think I deserve a little bit of a treat. And I've noticed that even when I go out for lunches, I find that a lot of the time, you know, if I'm going to grab a muffin or a cookie, I'm blowing my calories out of the water in terms of the amount of sugars that I'm eating and everything else. So I'm just going to take it easy on myself and do something a little bit more tasty. Okay, so we have the sugar and the flour, and now I'm going to go in with the baking powder. And this calls for baking soda, but I'm gonna go with a baking powder, and it calls for 1 teaspoon. So I'll do 1 teaspoon here. And then I'm going to go in with the ginger, and because this is a true ginger cookie, I'm actually going to put more than this is asking for. So this recipe is asking for 2 teaspoons, and I'm actually going to go with 1 tablespoon because I really like the taste of ginger. All right, and then cinnamon, I'm going to add in 1 full tablespoon teaspoon instead of a half. Okay, and the nutmeg. I'm going to do the same with the nutmeg as well. So I'm going to go with 1 teaspoon of that. Okay, so I've mixed this a little bit, and I have a few more things to add in, and that is the salt. And it's asking for 1/4 tablespoon or a teaspoon. But because this is in like a shaker, I'm actually going to just do however much I feel. All right, there we go. Mix that in. So now it's time for the wet ingredients. Okay, so now I'm just going to crack this egg in here. And most of these recipes call for just the yolk. So let's see what this one says. Okay, so it's just calling for the egg, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to whisk that in. And then I'm also going to put in the browning as well. That's good enough. It'll come out really nice and dark. Actually, quite so. And then I'm going to add some honey. What I would usually do is I would warm this up a little, but I'm just going to, actually I'm going to warm this up. I feel like it's, unless I can crush it. Okay, it's getting a little bit messy here. I'm just going to put that in there. Don't need a whole lot of honey because I already put a bunch of sugar with the spoon. Okay, so it's mixing quite nicely then. So I didn't need to put it in the microwave. And now I'll need to add some water, 2 tablespoons, but I'm going to go with 3. So with 1, 2, and 3. Stay with me. Okay, so we have our mixture and it's coming along quite nicely in terms of appearance. And I'm going to now add in some shortening. This recipe does not call for the shortening, but I'm going to add some in there. And let's see what this says inside the box here. Okay, so it's just saying for pastry. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this up into cubes, break it up, and drop it in. So again, Not quite sure how this is going to turn out today, but I'm trying new things and I'm sharing that with you. One thing that I love to do is I like doing experiments in the kitchen, so I'm not always going by a recipe, and I'll give it an experiment, and sometimes it turns out really great. Okay, so now we have our egg and our mixture of honey and browning. So I'm just going to start mixing that around. Looks nice and dark. Okay, so I'm going to add some more and the rest in there. So this is actually turning out to be one of the best that I've ever made. This is absolutely incredible. So I'm just going to knead this and roll this one last time, and then it's ready to go in the oven.